Should I stay or should I go? I don't know. Angel, thanks for asking. Back to Sports is going to give you some advice, and I hope you're out there listening. Before we start, if you like the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. All right, let's get into this. So, Angel Reese went on X and pondered that question, should I go or should I stay? And I don't know. We all know her original plan was to go to LSU for 2 years and then go on to the WNBA and be a top 5 draft pick. Now, Kim Mulkey's expecting her to leave, as when Reese initially committed, she said it was 2 years, so that's what Kim Mulkey's going with. But as outlined on her Twitter, I think Angel Reese is a bit conflicted on what to do, as I think she knows, or at least I hope she knows and has good advisors around her, that she is not ready yet for the WNBA. And yes, start your hate comments now. I'm a hater of Angel Reese, which is not true. I actually like Angel Reese's game because it's totally unselfish. Reese does 3 things exceptionally well. She plays defense usually. She can distribute and bring the ball up at times. And then the last thing is she is an elite rebounder. And about 10 years ago, that would have been enough to ensure that she was a top 5 pick. But in today's game, she has one glaring weakness, which you know, it is her shooting.
The elbow perimeter jumper is not necessarily inside her skill set right now. It's an emerging part of her game. So when you can force her to take that shot right now for Kelly Harper, you got to be pleased with that, but you got to keep her off the glass.
And to be fair to Angel Reese, we really don't even know how bad of a weakness her shooting is. Her shooting might be okay, but she's not allowed to shoot from outside. Just take a look at the recent shot charts from the last 2 games. It's all inside. She gets one occasional shot from outside, and that is it. We still do not know why she was benched in the second half of the Kent State game or sat out for 4 games after that, but I still suspect it is related to her shot selection, why she was benched in the second half, and hence why she was cranky and did not attend the next 4 games. However, others will disagree and say it was mental health or something like that, and we have no idea, and that is reckless speculation. And either way, Reese returned to the team and has played happy camper since then.
Angel's back, Katiri's not, and Samaya's done for the year.
And has essentially done what Angel Reese does, which is brutalize teams on the board and just be a menace through her energy. But the problem with that is she hasn't developed her game, and her current game will struggle at the next level because she will have to play either the 4 or the 5, and she will not be able to stretch teams out to help provide space for her team. Or even more importantly, she won't be able to get the super big like a Lauren Betts or a Camilo Cardoso off the court, as she will not be able to punish them or make them come outside to guard her because she does not have a shot to scare them. And really, ideally, that's what her niche would be in the WNBA. Hey, I can play defense, I can guard the bigs well enough as well. I can switch 1 through 5 because I'm so athletic. And then if they have a super big out there, like a Aaliyah Boston or a Jonquel Jones, I will go outside and punish them and make them get on me, and then I will drive around them to the basket. But she does not have that aspect, or at least we don't know if she has that aspect to her game. So that is going to hinder her draft value, and ultimately, if she does not have a shot, that is going to make her ability to hold a roster spot in the WNBA very, very tough. So one, she cannot turn pro for the WNBA because, it doesn't make sense because the contracts are not guaranteed. She'd probably keep her current sponsors, maybe that she has through NIL. But then when she gets there, maybe she's a 1 or 2 year player, depending on how she develops. And she can be cut at any time. The contracts aren't guaranteed. So it's not a good option to go to the WNBA. Where she is right now at LSU, what's going to change next year? Is Mulkey all of a sudden going to say, yep, you've got your outside shot license, Angel. Here you go. Start launching three-pointers. Start taking the outside shot. Demonstrate to the WNBA that you can hit an outside jumper. So that really leaves only really one option: return back to college and then potentially transfer, which is a tough choice to make, no doubt, because she is making it NIL wise at LSU. They say that she's the highest ranked NIL player. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if it's her or Becker's. It's hard to know because we don't see the contracts, but she's obviously making good money at LSU. And then there's no doubt LSU is fun to play at because they are the it team. They have that it factor. Their games are always sold out. Like when they go on the road, it's a madhouse because they're that team everybody wants to beat. And they are rock stars with the hype. So it must be a bit of an agonizing choice of, do I give this all up and go somewhere where I can really work on my game and develop it for what I need to do at the next level? Or ultimately, does she see herself more as an influencer long term, and the notoriety that she's going to continue to get being that player at LSU, is that the best thing that she can do for her future self and future brand, if you like? I hate the idea of brand, but anyway, is that the best choice for her to make in the long term? Now, if she is making purely a basketball decision, how to better my game, to prepare myself for the WNBA, then I think it's a no-brainer. She should transfer after the season. When she's looking at what school to pick, my advice to her is don't use that cactus app that Anissa Morrow used in deciding to go to LSU. What resources do I need to improve as a player? Elite coaches, teammates that will push you to get better every day, the best in class facilities, and that is wrong. What you need is an opportunity to go to a place where you can improve on the things that you were weakest at. Anissa Morrow was an undersized, or is an undersized forward who struggles with the three-point shot. If you look at it at DePaul, her first two seasons, the first year she shot 23%. Her second year, they allowed her to take 200 three-pointers, just over 200, and she raised it slightly to 25%. And that is an aspect of her game that she will desperately need to have if she wants to go to the next level. But she transferred to LSU, and how many three-point attempts has she had this year? 50, and she's shooting 22%. Compare this to Elisa Peely, who was much the same at USC. She would take the occasional three-pointer, was 23% her first season, 30, and then 22%, and then transferred to Utah, that has totally turned her career around. And although she is undersized, she will be drafted in the first round of the WNBA because she can hit the three-pointer and bring the big outside. Funny enough, Elisa Peely has to go to the WNBA as she is a fifth-year senior. That would not be a bad place for Angel Reese to go, as I am sure Lynn Roberts would take her and allow her to shoot from outside just to have that athleticism on her team. But even if it's not Utah, I'm not saying she has to go to Utah, but even if it's not, she is better off going to a team where she will be allowed to develop her game, like going to South Carolina, hypothetically, which wouldn't happen anyway. In that team, they're so loaded. You play to the team concept to give us the best chance of winning. It's not about developing your individual game. And it's the same thing at LSU. Kim Mulkey is not worried about how your game will translate on the next level. She's worried about winning national championships, which she should be. I'm not saying that's wrong, but if you are focused on going to the next level, then you have to be a little bit selfish and go to a program that will let you work on the things that you need to work on to make your game better for the future. But don't be that player that complains after you get cut from the WNBA, like Alexis Morris, that Kim Mulkey did not prepare you for the future. Take ownership of your future and go where you need to go to improve your game. All right, give it to me. Put your poison below.